2023 is shaping up to be a very crucial year in the automotive industry, as for the first time since the pandemic and for the first time in 24 months, we're beginning to see used car prices decrease. But with that, new and used car inventories are increasing as we have a number of different factors coming into play. One, you have manufacturers beginning to catch up on the chip shortages, but also you have people no longer in the market to buy, as rising interest rates have certainly pushed people away from purchasing a new or used car. And this will have a lasting impact in 2023, and I believe that there's going to be new challenges and new obstacles arising that will shake up the automotive industry for the next 18 to 24 months. So here are 5 predictions for 2023 and seeing where the automotive industry is heading for the foreseeable future. Starting off at number 5 is the further depreciation of used car values. Now, this is not going to be an even playing field. If you own a Volkswagen, Toyota, and Honda, most likely your car is going to retain some level of value and won't depreciate as precipitously as we see with Audi, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz. And a lot of that is because Volkswagen, Honda, and Toyota are still dealing with car shortages, whereas the luxury manufacturers seem to be putting out a lot of inventory as of late. Also, since Americans are not buying cars at the same rate they were in the summertime and the 12 months prior to that, dealerships are starting to load up on inventory, both for new and used, and specifically for used, those cars are sitting for 4, 6, possibly 8 weeks, and you're going to be able to find a great deal. But I do think, though, that 2023 still isn't the best time to buy if you are financing. I do think that 2023 is where we're going to start seeing cash become king once again, because there will be some great deals and some bargains out there, especially if you are looking at buying a luxury sedan or maybe even a gas guzzler like a full-size SUV. Moving on to number 4 is the increase in new car inventories as brands are beginning to catch up on the car shortages. Now, this isn't anything new, as for the past 3 months, we have seen dealership lots begin to fill up. Now, back in the summertime, I did film some of the inventories, or lack thereof, because it was very difficult to find vehicles to film. And here's some clips from that vlog that never made it on the channel. Right here would be a line of Acura RDXs and MDXs, and there is nothing. There is nothing at all in this parking lot. And I think all of those are purchased, so there's really nothing to choose from. So like for Audi, I don't even know if any of these are even available. This looks all used, and there's some sold stickers on that. And I believe those Q5s are available, but they're the 40 TFSIs, so really not a lot of buyers are going to be purchasing them. But that's what I've been dealing with. Like, you don't really know from one day to the next if you have a car to film. We're now at another dealership, and there is a car I want to film, but I don't know if it's available. So we have the Lexus NX 350. I think this is the F Sport, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to find one of these has been impossible. And it is the F Sport. I love the wheels. I love the way this thing looks. But I can only assume that it's sold, because I was here a couple days ago. These cars weren't here, but there were other cars, and they're all gone. So this is exactly what I've been dealing with. And most likely, if I was to come back to this Lexus dealership on Monday, that car will be gone. That SUV will be gone. Now, just over 6 months later, let's see what some of those dealerships look like today. So, taking a look at the Acura inventory 6 months later, we have a number of MDXs on inventory, along with a TLX, actually 2 of them, and there should be Integras as well. But more importantly, if you look very closely, this new inventory is 2 rows deep. I have not seen it like this at all, even in 2021. So we are getting back to some level of normalcy. This is really great to see. And then quickly taking a look at Audi next door, we have a brand new A3, a whole row of brand new cars. This was not the case 6 months ago. So manufacturers are starting to catch up on inventory. And having filmed at car dealerships for the past 24 months, This is the most full I've seen these dealerships since the pandemic. So we're trending in the right direction, especially if you are a car shopper, but also as a car reviewer, this is a beautiful sight to see as I'm going to have a lot of vehicles to film next year. What I also want to point out for these predictions as well is that they are regional based, where for the car shortages, Subaru and Mazda have been able to deliver vehicles to the Northeast, as that's where most of their sales are coming from in the United States. So maybe if you live in the southern portion of the US or maybe even out west, you might not be able to find a new Forester, Outback, or Mazda CX-5, but I can definitely say for certain that up here in the Boston area, that if you go to a Subaru or Mazda dealership, you'll have no problem finding the vehicle that you're looking for. Continuing on to number 3 is that ordering from the factory will no longer be necessary for most manufacturers. If you're looking at buying an Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, even a Jeep, Chrysler, or Dodge vehicle, you're most likely going to find exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you are looking at buying a Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen, you may still need to go that route as they're still dealing with the shortages. But this is really great to see for a lot of buyers because I know a lot of Americans don't want to sit around 3, 6, possibly 9 months for their next vehicle, but I think 2023 is the first time since 2019 that you can actually go to the dealership, find exactly what you're looking for with the packages and the trim and the features that you want, and walk out of that dealership the next day with the vehicle that you just purchased. Number 2, and this is a big one, and something that I'm not throwing out there just for clickbait. It's the looming threat of an automotive recession, and I am not taking this lightly at all. In fact, this is something that I have been concerned about for about 3 to 6 months, but also as someone who knows people in the industry and across the automotive sector, I'm just concerned about job security for the next 12 to 18 months, as really we're seeing car prices drop precipitously, which is not a good sign. We're also seeing car sales begin to slow down as well. And the indicators are there. It just doesn't seem like we're going to see an uptick in 2023 as rising interest rates have really put a damper on everything, especially for consumers who are financing. That's going to limit how many people are going to be buying brand new cars in 2023. When you take a look at the corporate side of things, it's a bloodbath, especially for Carvana, which the stock has lost 98%. They may not survive this. They may not survive 2023. They're liquidating assets. Now, I've always felt that Carvana was a company built on sand, that the business model just didn't make sense, especially in 2021 and 2022, paying top dollar for used cars, which were definitely not going to hold their value. And we're seeing that now near the second half of 2022 and also heading into the first half of 2023. And we're also seeing that with Vroom, but also, and this is a big one for me, CarMax. CarMax is getting hit quite hard. And when you take a look at what they're dealing with, what they're going to be changing for 2023, they're not going to focus on bigger vehicles. They're not going to focus on luxury manufacturers. They're going to really go back to their roots of buying cheaper cars with higher mileage and older models as well. That's what CarMax was all about, was cheap cars that you could buy. They used to say that you were not going to find premium luxury vehicles here. You're not going to find exotic cars. And yet, from 2017 to about the first half of 2022, you could find Corvettes, you could find Porsches, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, you name it. But I went to a local CarMax, and it's certainly changing for sure. All the Audis and Mercedes-Benz they had are now dwindling down to one small row. But also, you can see that it's starting to hit them hard, where their inventories have shrunk dramatically, and I think a lot of it is because they're in that retooling phase. Also, another surprise is CarGurus, which their stock is down 60%, if I'm not mistaken, year to date. They got completely caught off guard with the depreciation of used car values, which I'm trying to figure out how they weren't prepared for that, as Cox Automotive and Black Book were giving out this information on a weekly and monthly basis. So I'm not exactly sure how they weren't prepared for that, but even they're starting to retool and really trying to recalibrate for where the automotive market is heading for 2023. All in all, for this prediction, I hope I am wrong. I hope I'm 100% wrong. But the indicators and the trends are just not looking very favorable, and this is something I will be keeping my eye on in 2023. And finally, at number 1 is the return to some sense of normalcy. Yes, for the first time since 2019, I think the automotive market will be very favorable to a lot of consumers who are not looking to finance. If you have cash in hand, there's going to be a lot of deals, there's going to be a lot of bargains, but also you're going to have inventory to choose from. And that's why I think 2023 is going to begin a period of time where if you're looking to buy a car, definitely go for it. Because the last 24 months, it was very difficult for someone to buy a vehicle at sticker price, but also if you were looking to buy a used car, you were overpaying. But I think those days are behind us, and 2023 is going to begin a period of 12 to 18 months where you're going to be able to find exactly what you're looking for. So as we wrap up 2022, I hope you guys had a happy and safe holiday season, and hopefully 2023 is going to be a great year for all of us. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time.